Hey, what's up everyone? It's been a long time since I did an upload, so this video was recorded actually back in February, most of it. So I figured I would finally get around to uploading this. Sorry it's been taking so long, but I think I'm gonna get back at it. I got a few more coming after this, so beginning of this video you'll be able to tell it was from a little while ago, but figured I'd share it on here. Well guys, it's been a hot minute since I made a video, huh? Well, to be honest, I've been super busy with our coffee shop that we're putting up, which I'm sure I'll put in a video yet sooner or later. But we are back on the truck. I really haven't done much since the last video to the truck, so really haven't missed out on much. It's just been so busy that I haven't really even had time to drive it much. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of update on what I'm doing on the truck. Well, it's back up on the lift again. Well, one other update since the last time I made a video. I'm actually now an owner of a BMW X5 twin turbo V8, so that thing's a lot of fun. Of course, it's just 400 horsepower. It's not the M version, but it does have the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, which is a lot of fun to drive with, to be honest. It's a pretty nice little car, but it's basically my wife's daily. And she's always loved BMWs, so yeah, that's one update. Next up on the truck, yeah, I don't know if I ever got it in good video, the aluminum drive shaft that I ended up putting in. I know I mentioned it once, but there she is. And this transmission's a bit oily. I think I've come to the conclusion that it's the pan casting itself that's leaking. At least in some areas. It might have a bad gasket on this one because it's really bad this time around. But I ordered a new pan, so it should be here over the weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. But basically what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the lockup converter and going with a PTC non-lockup 9-inch converter, 9.5-inch converter. I don't know if I did video when we put the glass packs in. We did that to try to quiet it down, but all it did was made it spool slower and make the drone louder in the cab, honestly. So I think I really need tailpipes that go over the rear axle, and that would help that. So I'll make a few updates as the work progresses. Figured I'd video what comes out of the oil pan here. We actually siliconed it last time because I was getting so much, or I was leaking, and I was thinking maybe it was the plug, because as you can see the whole pan is oily. Let's see what we got coming out of here. Wow. That is black fluid. That's a lot of material. That's not good. Huh. So I'm not sure when the next update video will be. Wow, that's pretty bad. It's got a little bit of red. Let me see. Well, I got transmission pulled. And yeah, that well is pretty bad. It's black. Looks like we've got a few leaks possibly. Need to address as well. I think that one might be leaking a little bit. But I was kind of tired of this pan. Nothing I've been able to do so far is stop the leaking. So I think, I mean, this time around it might have been the actual pan was leaking, or the gasket, but I've had issues before that it would get wet down here and not anywhere else. So I was kind of thinking it might be seeping through the casting. Not a very good casting. I mean, it's a cheap China oil pan. I think it's a copy off of a different one, probably the B&M. I guess we'll find out, because I got me a new B&M. Oh, look, just notice this now. Looks like it has spilled some oil out of the breather tube at some point. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this oil pan. So this is the actual B&M pan. Sweet. Something that I always recommend people do when they go for oil pan, you want to find a pan that puts your filter still at the bottom of the pan. So if you're going with a deep pan like this, that it's actually still going to suck the oil from the bottom. Because if you don't, the oil sloshes around so much it'll splash to the back of the pan, and you might end up not picking up any oil and sucking air, which is what my suspicion is as to what happened to that transmission. Because after a couple of hard launches, I noticed it on the data log that it showed it was slipping in first gear. Basically right where it's pulling the most amount of G's, it starts to slip. So it's kind of telling me, or I'm thinking anyway, that it's the oil sloshing to the back of the pan. And with my filter not being all the way at the bottom of that cheap China pan, I think it's sucking air. Anyway, this extension piece here goes into the transmission and drops the oil filter that much lower. That way you keep the oil filter at the bottom of the pan, and should stop that problem. So I figured I'd cut in here a little bit. This next scene, which I'll pop it up right here, this is my transmission cooler that I ended up going with. It is out of a Super Duty, so I figured I'd go with a little bit bigger transmission cooler because my other transmission kept running hot, and now I was going to run this non-lockup torque converter. I figured it'd probably run even hotter. So yeah, figured I'd show how that thing looks. I think it's going to do the job. I guess we're going to find out here soon. And the next video should be me putting everything back together and maybe taking it for a drive. Stay tuned. We'll see you next time.